What is your pain and discomfort telling you? Well, it's worth sort of delineating what's pain and what's discomfort. Pain, I would say, is a warning system. It's telling you that you're in imminent danger, that you have damaged yourself or are going to damage yourself. You put your hand up the flame, you pull it away, that was a warning that you could hurt yourself. You leave it there, you start feeling pain, you're actively damaging yourself, and then maybe if you pull your hand away after having left it there and you still feel the pain, that could be an indicator that you actually have damage. Same thing, that pain could be emotional damage. If you have true emotional pain, it actually says something, I need some first aid for that. I need some attention towards that. And it's a pretty great tool if you're listening to your body. Discomfort is a little different. Discomfort may be a precursor to pain. It says like, hey, if you keep doing what you're doing or you push it further, you might be entering the pain threshold. And that maybe is not something that we want to do. Like, no pain, no gain is not something that we really look at in yoga. But discomfort and pushing yourself emotionally and physically is actually something that can be a real handy tool. It lets you know that you're actively doing something, but maybe not hurting yourself. And that could be actively doing things mentally, emotionally, doing videos that nobody watches, put you in a discomfort zone. Listen, you gotta listen to your body. You gotta listen to that pain. You have to embrace that discomfort sometimes. If you're ready to start feeling better as you age, then let's feel better together. Hi, so even though today's video is about pain and discomfort, we are not putting ourselves into any situation where we're going to feel pain. In fact, that's more what it's about. It's about getting in tune with your body so that you know that you're pushing yourself a little bit into that state of discomfort, but you're not going further and getting into pain. Because if you injure yourself and you can't come back and do this every day, then that's not going to help you at all. So let's find a square place at the back of your mat, and let's just start really get in touch with where your body is. Move around a little bit. Move your arms. Get all that movement out of you. And as you are moving, maybe close your eyes, move in all different directions, and start really tune in to what is maybe some of that discomfort that you may have in your body. And if you don't, you're awesome. I wish I had this on the inside. Okay. So for myself right now, I can feel like my hip is sort of tight a little bit. My knee sort of resists as well with that hip. And my neck sort of says a little bit of no. I want to move that. Everything else is a little bit tight, as it always is. But I don't mind. That's one of the reasons to do yoga, to start feeling better. So let's just sort of relax a little bit right now. Go into this sort of mountain pose. Your feet sort of hip distance apart. You can think about sort of raising your kneecaps a little bit. That sort of says that you're engaging your quads. You can sort of engage your stomach, which is just tipping your pelvis in a little bit. That engages the front of your body. Standing up nice and straight. Your hands facing forward. And so this is just with every breath, feel like your spine is sort of just expanding. At this point, you're already doing yoga. Let's take a big breath in through your nose and breathe everything out through your mouth. So in through your nose, fill up every cavity, and out through your mouth. In through your nose, and out through your mouth. And one last time, raise your hands as you breathe in. You're going to fill your diaphragm and your chest and your shoulders and really fill it up with air. And then when you blow out through your mouth, there's nothing more that comes out. For the rest of the time, we just want to breathe in right through our nose, and that restrained back of your throat breathing is like if I'm at the mirror, with your mouth closed. And you're just focused breathing, and the focusing of your breathing should help sort of tune in to how you're feeling as well. Put your hands into that prayer position in front of you that keeps you nice and balanced. Take a big inhale in, put your hands above your head, and stretch up nice and tall. Keep breathing through your nose. And then inhale, kick out your hips, and bend back. Again, how far back can you go? That bit of discomfort, but not pain. Then inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, your hands go back to that center. Interlace your hands on an inhale. Exhale, push your hands all the way. Separate your shoulder blades. Inhale, your hands above your head. Exhale, your left hand grabs your right wrist and pulls it to the side. And opens up the side of your rib cage. And then inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, your right hand grabs your left wrist and pulls over to the other side. And then inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, your hands interlace the opposite way behind your back. Shoulder blades together, your head tilts up. And then exhale, we're going to fall slowly, sticking our butt backwards, hinging at our hips, and slowly bending over. Let your knees bend a little bit, and then let your hands fall over in this sort of seal version of a forward fold. Now, as you sit here, straighten your legs a little bit and feel some of that discomfort, not pain. It's all over. Maybe you can bend some more. Straighten a bit more, and then slowly bring your hands down to the ground, or near the ground, or a little bit bent over, depending how far you went. And push your butt backwards so you can straighten your legs more, not over pushing, and then fold a bit more. Into a ball, roll all the way up, hands above your head, and back down to that prayer position. Prayer position's handy to face it for 2 seconds. And just keep on thinking about this as you're standing in this prayer position of how balanced you are, how symmetrical you are. It's a nice place that we want to be. Take a second there. Our hands go above our head, and in our next inhale, point to the sky, and then we're going to sink down slowly into a squat. Now maybe you can go down this far. Maybe you want to put sit on a block if you want, to give yourself a little extra support. But keeping your feet flat, keeping your hips open, and your back as straight as you can. Roll out your neck, roll out your head, roll out your wrists. Roll forward onto your hands, stay on your toes, knees go down. Here's another good chance to get a little bit uncomfortable. especially with people who have got like tight feet, you're gonna, on your toes, just sit back in and find out whether or not you can sort of ease yourself into that discomfort. You can shift your toes around a little bit if that would make it easier. But we're not hurting ourselves here, but we are feeling that discomfort. And once you sort of relax into that discomfort, you'll find your body sort of eases up on you a little bit. You can put the eyes of your elbows facing forward, making a sort of L going towards the top of the mat there. My fingers are nice and spread out. My fingertips are digging into the mat. And then as I inhale, I'm going as far forward as I can to feel that, I have to feel an uncomfortable feeling in my wrists. Nothing sharp, nothing painful, but I want to know that I'm actually just pushing myself a bit. When I exhale, I go back, push into my feet. Inhale forward to just that discomfort, and then back, forward. Now, your fingers facing the sides of your mat, about 2 inches between your hands, and you're going to keep on rocking back, again, feeling a little bit of that discomfort. Anything sharp pain, that means you've gone too far. Discomfort, though, might mean that you're getting a little bit of a stretch. Just back and forth. You can do some circles if you'd like. Maybe your feet and toes are starting to feel a little bit better now as they sort of open up. You can sort of sit back further on them. Now finally, your fingers facing your knees. And we just do a little side to side, back and forth with our wrists this way, hardly moving at all, because it doesn't take much for me anyways to feel that discomfort. If you're super bendy, maybe you can go a whole lot more. There's a lot of leverage here. We're just trying to get that feeling of stuff is going on. Gently moving with your breath, almost like the wind is just blowing you around. Okay, come up off your hands, stay on your toes, and just shake out your hands a little bit. You know, maybe your toes have eased off, maybe your toes are feeling it even more, maybe that's intense. You can ease off of it, but it's something that you might want to think about working into more, that and sort of enjoying that discomfort. Because interestingly enough, you do start to enjoy it. So move forward to our tabletop, which is our wrists below our shoulders. Stay on your toes here, still getting a little bit of a stretch. And we're just going to do these cat-cows, and on the cat, which is like a scared cat, we're going to push off and raise our knees off the ground a little bit. So we're going to have to use engagement in our belly as we tuck our tailbone. So inhale, drop your belly as far as you can, your butt to the air, your head to the air. Exhale, slowly push away, separate your shoulder blades, and tuck your tailbone, and then at the end, just push your knees off the ground and hold that there for a moment. And then a big inhale, and your belly goes all the way down again. And then exhale, you push away, tuck your tailbone, and then an extra push to raise your knees off the ground. And then a big inhale, knees go down, your belly drops. And one last time, exhale. Separate your shoulder blades, tuck your tail, and lift your knees. And then down into tabletop. You can untuck your toes now. That's a nice relief feeling. You can walk your hands forward into puffy pose. a lot of these poses, if you're following along, as a bunch of you do, I do them a lot. And there's a good reason. It's because the back is something that a lot of people sort of feel, your back and your hips, and we should have addressed these. In these simple moves, we're addressing our back and our hips and really opening and also getting a great sensation. So a nice straight line between your wrists to your shoulders to your hips, your forehead to the mat. And sort of opening up your chest. Again, to a place of not necessarily discomfort, but certainly where you're opening. And tuck your toes, put your forearms down on the ground, and launch yourself forward into a forearm plank. So your hips are about the same height as your shoulders. Your shoulders are separated. You just sort of enjoying this for a second. You tuck your tailbones, and that will engage the front of your body. And just keep breathing. One more big inhale in. Drop your hips down. Untuck your toes into Sphinx pose. Have your butt nice and engaged here. If you're feeling too much discomfort, you can open up your legs a little bit. If you're not feeling enough discomfort, you can go up to a seal version of this, where you straighten your arms. You just want to keep your shoulders away from your ears. And relax. And a strong sensation, but not a painful one. Inhale and exhale down onto your belly. Wherever you were, rock side to side just so you haven't locked up your belly. We'll just do this broken wing, which is your left arm out, your right leg bent. Really try to open up your hip. Again, I've got a strong feeling on my shoulder. If it's too strong, I can put my arm down more. If there's not enough strong, I can put my hand in sort of a cactus pointing up. And I just want to keep my foot flat and my hip opening. Breathe and relax. And that sort of discomfort turns into actually quite relaxing. And one more big inhale in. And roll onto your belly. The other side, your right arm out this time. Left leg bent. Maybe you can open up your leg your knee a little bit more. And inhale. And roll back onto your belly. Again, shake your hips a little bit to stop you from locking up. Your hands are already sort of beside you. Your big toes together. Push back. A child's pose, your hips down to your heels, the back opener as well. And now your discomfort here is where does your body go? We want to again create this nice straight line between our wrist to our wrist, shoulders, hips. So our head is going down towards the ground. Keep your hips onto your heels. And with all that sort of not feeling anything at all, you can raise your fingers onto your fingertips. You can put your hips together. Next inhale, creep forward a little bit. Your hands and your feet are into place for a perfect downward dog. You can pedal at your feet a little bit. Find that spot just where they feel nice and grounded. Once you've got that grounded, your hands are nice and grounded. Keep your legs bent if you'd like. Make that straight line again. Once you have that straight line between your wrists to your hips, you can then go up on your toes and send your heels to the ground. Again, on your toes, send your heels. Then on your next inhale, put your right leg to the sky, nice and straight. Bend it to open up your hips. Keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat. Up on your left toe. Bring your knee to your chest. And then step your foot to the outside of your hands for a lizard lunge. Here you can sort of step yourself up nice and high if you'd like. You can open up your knee. You can just sort of find your edge on everything. See if you can keep your back straight. You can drop down onto the ground, or you can just let your body go where it is in this sort of state of tension or relaxation. And then your next inhale, bring your left leg forward, tuck it behind your right foot, your right hand behind you, your left hand in the sky, and do that seated twist. Each inhale, your back gets straighter. Exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit more. One more inhale in. Roll back into that lizard lunge. Drop your left knee to the ground. Reach around and grab that left foot with your right hand. And here you could use a belt. You could just keep your foot on the ground. And you're trying to get your heel towards your butt, so maybe you want to pull it with your leg and then pull into your heel to your butt. Nice straight back. One more big inhale in. Slowly let go of your foot, back to lizard lunge. And then finally, just while we're here, pull that bow and arrow back and twist up to the sky. One more big inhale in. Back to lizard lunge. Into plank. Tighten yourself up. And then back to downward dog. Pedal that again if you like. This time your left leg to the sky. Nice and straight. Bend it. Open up your hip. Keep your shoulders square. Up on your right foot. Knee to chest. Hold there and then step it outside. To lizard lunge with your left leg forward. And this may feel different than last one. You can move and find that edge. You can find some stillness. One big inhale in, your right leg from the back comes forward. Twist around right up to the sky. Spine goes nice and straight. And twist in. Your inhale stretches your spine up, and your exhale twists a bit more. Big inhale in, come out of it, and back to lizard lunge. And your right knee drops, your left leg grabs your foot, or onto the other side. Each side will feel different. Inhale, slowly release your foot back to lizard lunge. And pull that bow back and twist up to the sky. And your hand back to lizard lunge. And tie up to a plank. Back to downward dog. Now from here, we're going to walk or jump or do a handstand acrobat to the front of the mat. Do a forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, into a squat, and then down onto the ground. Excuse me. Here, getting towards the end, into a reverse tabletop. So our hands and our feet facing the same direction, push up out of our hips. Your head can go wherever you'd like it. You just don't want anything locked up. Flex your butt to get it up. Feel a nice stretch in your shoulders. One big inhale in. And exhale. Keep your hands and your feet where they are. Put your butt close to your heels. And sink into your elbows. And inhale. Straighten your elbows. Exhale, sink. Nice inhale. Reach all the way forward. Grab your feet if you can, or your shins, or wherever, and go and slowly roll back. Happy baby. Whatever that might look like for you. Maybe it's on your shins. This is nice opening up. The more you relax into this, the more open you get. Maybe side to side a little bit. Right leg over left. Got figure four. Maybe that's as far as you can. And maybe you just want to squeeze your left knee to your chest. Maybe you can reach through and grab your shin.
Keep your right heel activated so that keeps your knee and your ankle in line. And just slowly pull your knee to your chest. So no pain on your knee here, and definitely discomfort on my hip, but a good discomfort. Cross all the way over for twisted root, roll to the side. Look over your right hand. Your knees up, squeeze into your chest. Left foot over your right. Keep your foot nice and engaged so that your knee and your ankle are lined up, so you're not getting that sort of weird leverage on it, and that allows it to transfer to the hip. Reach through and grab your shin if you can, or the back of your quad. If you roll just a little bit to the right and pull, you should feel some nice discomfort on your hip, but not pain, and no pain around your knee at all. And then on your next inhale, cross your legs right over. About twisted root on the other side. Look over the left arm. And one more big inhale in. Bring your knees back to your chest. Get a nice squeeze in. That sort of lines up your spine again, I find. And your feet down to the ground near your hands. And finally up to that bridge pose. So pushing up over your heels, using your glutes, keeping the front of your body engaged still, but it's your glutes and your hips and your quads doing this lifting. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath, and then just push up. Again, you're not locking up your neck. Up on your toes, hands above your head, and slowly let your spine go flat to the ground. There you go. One vertebra at a time. Knees to your chest, good squeeze. And then out go your legs to the four corners of your space. Shoulder blades tucked under. Much like that mountain pose, that Tadasana that we started this whole thing with, except now instead of standing, we're looking up at the sky with your eyes closed, and let your breathing come back to normal. And after all that sort of being in touch with our body and sort of moving with our breath, you can now just sort of really sort of ask yourself and sort of check through your body as you lie here and listen to your breath and see how you feel. And then check in with your body again later. Have a great day. Hope you feel better, and we'll see you in the next video.